This week we were treated to the second trailer for Alien Covenant, a general version and a red band version that gives us a little more footage. I've had some requests from subscribers to share some thoughts on it, so that's what I'd like to do for today's video. I'll say right off the bat, I'm very excited. As a fan of the Alien movies, this has me really intrigued. And just in general, as a fan of science fiction horror films, where true greatness is a rarity, I couldn't find myself in higher anticipation. And I guess what I have to say about the Alien Covenant trailer has to be at least a little bit autobiographical to begin with. I've been a fan of the Alien movies since I was very young, but by the time I could really start following movie news and upcoming entries in the franchise, the original 4 movies had already passed. So in 2004 with Alien vs. Predator and 2007 with Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, I followed news about the movies closely. I watched the trailers hoping for something good, but in viewing those trailers for both those movies, I could tell right away not to expect masterpieces. And regardless of how you feel about those movies, if you enjoy them, that's completely fine, but they're far from high art. Ridley Scott's first Alien film, however, could arguably be just that. It was a B-monster movie done with legitimacy, and it pushed the boundaries established by the genre, and it is, as far as I'm concerned, a masterpiece. By the time AVP-R was over and done with, and the future of the franchise remained uncertain, we were certainly very far away from what the franchise once was. So then Prometheus comes along, a very mysterious movie, an alien prequel of sorts. Ridley Scott was returning to direct. This was very exciting. This was something a fan could really look forward to. And when that first teaser came along, which used the same eerie music from the teaser of the '79 film with quick, frightening shots and a complete sense of terror, I just about lost my mind. It was an incredible teaser trailer. I must have watched it 100 times, and I'm sure later a full trailer must have been released, but for the life of me, I just can't really recall it off the top of my head. But that teaser and the feeling of total, indescribable excitement it gave me will always be in my memory, and that's the weird thing about my experience with the trailers for Alien Covenant. It's had almost the opposite effect. The teaser came out on Christmas Day, and don't get me wrong, I thought it looked good and very interesting, but if I'm being totally honest, it just simply didn't have me jumping up and down with excitement. The full trailer, though, which has recently been released, holy shit. My excitement is in full force. We got to see a lot of cool stuff. There's a better idea of the Covenant's mission. We get a better look at the mysterious planet and the ship. We see those scary-looking Neomorphs in action for a few glimpses. And there's no mistake about it, the Xenomorph is back and apparently angry as hell. Very vicious and very scary. I just love the pure ferocity of the creature that we see. It's clear once again Scott is going for pure nightmarish dread, which is exactly what we get in that trailer. It looks really intense. The tone of the trailer itself was really well done, starting off hopeful and calm and finally hurling into pure horror. And I know there's been some criticisms of the use of CGI, which makes up for a lot, if not all of the shots of the Xenomorph we see, but I think it looks more than serviceable, and it's able to offer much more dynamic movement from the creature than what was possible in years past. Added to the fact that if you compare it to the late 90s CGI seen in Alien Resurrection, or even the 2004 CGI from Alien vs. Predator, these are top-notch digital effects, so I can't knock it too much. But I do hope we get a fair amount of practical, physical effects from the aliens, and from what I hear, that does seem to be the case. These are far from cheap effects, I can say that much. And that's kind of the great thing about the Alien series as it currently stands. It's back on a more legitimate track. It's not just a B-monster movie series, it's better than that, and that's one of the things I admire greatly about Prometheus. I know there are many criticisms of the film, but it made an attempt to delve a little bit deeper into the possibilities of the genre, much like its ancestor Alien did. There were interesting themes to the film, and maybe some were more obvious than others. Like from that first trailer alone, along with the title, we got kind of an idea of the themes it would be playing with. Kind of playing with the ideas from Greek mythology and Prometheus, offering the creationary fire of the gods to the people and the terrible consequences. We were wrong. We were so wrong. With the title and teaser of Covenant, though, I was still a little unsure of what its themes may be, but I think the new trailer offers just a little bit more. It looks like it may be tying in a little bit more into Judeo-Christian themes, possibly, maybe relating somehow to the story of Noah. We know they're a crew of colonists looking for new habitable planets, searching for hope for those home on Earth. We don't learn too much about Earth over the course of the Alien films. So maybe there's an environmental crisis of some kind, maybe a lack of resources or climate change, hell, maybe as on the nose as a global flooding. Also interesting that the group is a crew of couples, kind of a two of every animal kind of thing. I'm not sure. But then I guess the question would be, with whom is this covenant? The engineers maybe? Obviously something is going on with David. He's still shrouded in a lot of mystery. Maybe he's come to some kind of agreement with the engineers and it involves those colonists as sacrifices of some kind for a greater good. It's still obviously all up in the air, still a mystery, but I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to find out. And one thing's for sure, May 19th can't get here soon enough. So, are you also excited for the film? Did the trailer do for you what it did for me? Comment below and leave your thoughts and speculations about Alien Covenant. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a like. And you can also hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest from the channel. If there's an Alien Universe topic you'd like to see covered, I'd love to hear your suggestion below and make sure to cover as much as I can. You can also follow Alien_Theory on Twitter and Alien Theory YT on Facebook for more. And until next time, this is Alien Theory, signing off.